So I'm here in San Antonio. Gonna check out one of two different collectible stores that I was told about I haven't been to. So let's go check out. The first one is going to be a place called Toy Hunters. So let's see what they got. So let's start off showing some of their diecast cars. And when you walk into the store, to say that there's a lot of stuff here would be quite an understatement. But here are some Spawn figures. They just have a lot of stuff. And you have to also make sure you kind of look at the top at times or you'll miss some of the things they have up there. And they do have some display cases with various stuff in them. Like a lot of Star Wars glasses and mugs, older little jets, some Smurfs. So they do have a combination of vintage and modern toys. Here's some sports figures, some Transformers, some Spurs memorabilia, Tekken figures, which I have not seen in person except for that Paul Phoenix. And some 12-inch Star Wars figures or 12-inch scale. A couple of one-up video arcades also. Some Lego sets or similar to Legos. There's just a lot to look at in this store, and it's all kind of just almost all over. Like I said, there's a lot of vintage, a lot of new and modern, and it's not really separated. So when you're looking around in the store, you have to actually kind of really pay attention and look around because you might miss something. Like that Cylon Raider down there, I totally missed that, and it's remote control. Some other Ghostbuster figures, swords, large buzzard ships, and a N1. This glass case had a lot of Star Trek on the top. Some ICP figures. There's just a lot, so I know I'm going to be missing a lot. They did have a lot of bins around, and not all of these were like regular action figures. You know, some similar to Funkos, a couple of puppets. That Viper looks awesome. Bionicle figures. And Mothra. Some other Transformers. This case had a lot of anime figures. Just there's a lot to see, and sorry, some of the light and the window is kind of blaring out a lot of what you can should be able to see here. But it's all over what they have. If you are in the San Antonio area, you should definitely check it out. They have pretty much something for everybody, like that Batman in the Batmobile that kids can ride in, a bunch of dinos, some Motu figure with vehicles, Power Rangers, some other anime figures, display case with a lot of Superman memorabilia, Power Rangers and Digimon. More Superman. I would have liked to have some of those. Some Transformers. And just kind of a mixture of different figures, whether it's from Disney or Star Wars or kind of whatever. They had a bunch of different stuff. This little setup with some of the open Funkos was cool. There's Gonzo as a Tin Man. A lot of Borg ships. My Little Pony. The Wienermobile. Some She-Ra, Princess of Power figures. Some other die-cast cars. More My Little Ponies. They also have some movie banners. Some Transformers here. In this display case, there was a lot of G1 Transformers mixed in with a lot of modern. This was pretty cool to see. A lot of G2s also. Some big vehicles. More Transformers. This case had a lot of Star Trek in it, which was cool to see. You don't see a lot of display cases that's mostly Star Trek in a lot of places. I would have liked to have a lot of those vehicles, but I couldn't get everything in this store. I do have to say that's a large Millennium Falcon. But I did meet the owner, Ernie, and one of his employers, Michael. Hopefully I remember your name right, Michael. And Michael's very friendly, always kind of checking up on us, making sure we're doing okay, wondering if we had any questions. But he was very helpful. Spoke with Ernie for a bit. And a lot of this started off as his collection. And so he opened a store and trying to sell some of it off. And with having a store, he does get other people trying to sell their collections to him also. But that's a cool Visionaries figure. So there's just, like I said, a huge mixture of what you find in the store. A lot of vehicles. A lot of those were cool. It's nice to see them, hanging up. There's a Razor Crest. Some other figures. Starship Enterprises. The shuttle. And they do have an area full of 3 3/4 Star Wars figures. And in these boxes and bins are labeled with different figures in them. I think a lot of them were carded. I didn't really check the bins. And here's some G.I. Joe figures, 3 3/4. And another display case with a variety of different figures from different brands. A lot of little figurines. So this is part 1 of my visit to Toy Hunters. If you're ever in San Antonio, look them up. I'll put the address in the description.